be most wanted. Break the chains, be undaunted. Lift your voice, let it thunder. Feel the fire pulling you under. Sky's the limit, aim much higher. Chase the dream, feel the fire.
Alright, so I thought about this deeply, and I was thinking I could have went with, the whole 2 screens, but when it comes to positioning, I'm just gonna, speak for myself and speak directly, because the position of most wanted, it's not unlike a lot of brands. I value the art, so the price is higher than typical, but for its positioning, I wanted to stand out differently from anyone else who, says they have a clothing brand or a clothing line. And that's because over a few years, you go to a lot of people's pages and you see that, oh, they're doing something music-wise. They're doing like video creation, like YouTube reactions, whatever. And they starting to develop their personal brand, right? But it's on their side, and no offense to them, is usually always like 5 items, or maybe the most I've seen a regular creator have is maybe 20. So, and like I said, there's no knock to them, because their consistency as far as what they produce is on another, they're doing it a different way. So I'm not putting any shame to anyone who only has like 5, 10, 15 clothing items to help support, to build upon what they're building upon. But, for myself, that's just not me. I wanted to push it further than anyone. As far as I'm concerned, and I'm aware, I haven't seen anybody push out, or at least attempt to push out personally for themselves, 10K in designs. That's just my personal talent. It's what I like to do. I've always been a creative. So, that's just a challenge for me, like personally, to do something that I haven't seen done before. So with that, also with the prices, it could have easily been, $20, $30 a shirt or a hoodie or pants. And with that route, I understand some people go the bulk route. They do their like limited drops, a certain design where, they get it in bulk to where they can drop down the price because they got it in bulk. So, a $15, $20 shirt they can sell, because each shirt, they probably only got like 100, and they got them for like $5, $6 each. So, like I say, no knocking that. And I could have went that route, but to be honest, I really could not go this route once I had the thought of I was going to do 10K. How would it look having, like I said, I'm on the milestone now. I'm about to reach my first 1K, and I got 1,000 designs laying around, or like in each particular size that you want or colorway. So I realized I have to move a little different at the position the brand. It's more strategically as far as how I, produce the art and made it available for the general masses. So with that's why I'm not the type of person, or you won't see me, being like, yo, I have a couple in the car, or you won't see a garage with, bags of designs of merch that I had bulk order. I'm really pushing the limits. So like, if you're watching this video is gonna be a little bit longer. There's I'm not gonna say a lot, but that's a few things I want to touch on as far as positioning and how I position myself differently. And that's just one of them. So yeah, like I say, 10K designs, it's not a bulk order. So I'm not able to necessarily sell them at a cheap price. But as you've seen and heard in my last previous videos, price isn't really a thing I'm concerning myself with as far as for the consumer. Because I put a lot of time and effort and thought into the whole landscape and grasp of Most Wanted, where I knew that wasn't going to be feasible. So along with that, like I say, like 10K designs, the price range is higher, because for myself, this is a luxury brand. This is a high fashion brand. This is not necessarily a hype brand, but over time, people have said to me, like, it's not as hype. and that's okay, because over time, as I, reach out to more people, come across my page, get to know, what I'm doing, what I'm producing. You'll see that over time. As matter of fact, I was just looking at my TikTok. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's showing me love on TikTok. The numbers are kind of going up. I was usually ranging like 100 views on like the top tier, or not even say top tier, but on the top echelons of videos. Now I'm ranging like 400 or 500 within just a couple of weeks since I started the YouTube and doing video content. So big shout out to y'all who's been showing support. But I was doing the math. If you say 500 views, that's not saying even 500 people, but say 500 views over the course of the first 1,000 designs, or just the first 100 videos I put out. That adds up over time. So that's helping build awareness, letting people know what I'm doing, helping build that value as I continue to create. And also, as far as positioning, there's a lot of trial and error that comes into building a brand this size. So this is not a small task. I won't say that everybody could do it, because everybody could do it, then everybody would do it. So as far as just like separating myself from the masses, this is just a challenge that I put for myself, and a challenge that I put forth for those who view, to see that like, hey, this guy is actually putting in major work beyond just going the extra mile. An extra 1,000 miles is where I'm trying to go, just so I can say, or at least for myself, maybe say ego or pride, but I want to distinguish myself through consistency. That's why I made it, to just be able to showcase what consistency can do over a grand amount of time. So that's just another little aspect that I'm pushing into as far as positioning with Most Wanted. So go check out the other videos and see how I'm positioning myself as far as identity, strategy. There's some other things I want to do as far as the video content, pushing forward. Right now I have a list of, I think, 20 brand topics that I'm going to speak about and make aware that I'm implementing within Most Wanted. So stay tuned to that. Now, other things as far as positioning, and with carrying on with when I mentioned about price. Now, like I said, I could not necessarily make it inexpensive, but I care about the artwork and those who are willing to purchase it, display it, rock it, wear it, and showcase the art as it is, because these are more than just pieces of articles of clothing to me. These are true time spent honing a craft, to be able to have an eye for what's kind of hip, what's kind of out there, and pushing that bounds. So the price is what the price is. As I said, 1K designs, the price changes will occur to certain designs. So some designs may go down in price, some may be more affordable, like a $40 tee. But I have to also keep aware that with every year and every lap, those reduction codes do add up, and at some point I can't just it can't come out of my own pocket to be able to give you a certain design or a shirt for whatever size. So I do keep that aware. That's always in the back of my mind when it goes into pricing. But I try to make some designs that are not necessarily extravagant out there, but still hold to the values of being Most Wanted. They will be a little bit lower in price, so everybody can kind of get in on the ground floor. But those higher tier designs that took a lot of thought, a lot of research, a lot of care into the craft, those will be higher prices. So, but then again, that goes into the value of it, the resale market of it over the course of 10 to 15 years. Once down the line, you can be like, yo, I remember from lap 2, this used to be, well, really everything up until I reached that 1K was $100. So, but once I do reach that, that upper echelons of tiers, you'll be able to look back and be like, oh yeah, I remember when that was $100 or that was $30. and now it's selling for 150, 200. So that's just in the back of the mind. That goes into the thought process when it comes to creating designs and the pricing of the design. In the future, there will be, I do plan on eventually open up a store where you can actually come in and buy, actually fill the garments. That's a couple of different tactics that I'm planning on using as far as how I'm going to display the brand real world. I mean, even though internet is technically kind of real world as far as the experience you digest when viewing the content, the promotion, the ads, the promo videos. But I want to be able to actually have a storefront so that people can walk in, come across every day and be able to walk in, even if that's not for purchase, to be able to at least view the art and see, how it's moving along. That probably won't happen until maybe 5K designs, to be honest with you. I'm not in too much of a rush. Like I say, consistency is the biggest part of Most Wanted and for myself. So, as people stay along, see the progress, you have a better grasp and understanding of why, I implemented this a certain way or why I went this direction. And of course, as continue to grow over time, I'm gonna share that information, through the video content, through YouTube, through TikTok, through Instagram. So yeah, again, thank you for all those who've been, following me on different platforms. Feel free to subscribe. That does help, push it out there. So for those who've gotten in on the ground floor, who has already purchased some of the base OG Most Wanted designs, those will help increase the value for those who want to hold and those who want to wear, because currently there is no resale market. There is no place where you can just buy Most Wanted besides the store, mostwantedonline.io. But I'm just creating that atmosphere. I'm creating that lore that these are not just designs for people to pick up. These are not just t-shirts just to wear, at least in my eyes. These are really designs for self-expression, for the overall thought of, what is art. And because I want these to be seen, but as far as like how people, consume it, this is just my personal, I really don't care if, I don't sell any, even though I have sold a few. That's not the overall goal. It's just to push myself and show people what can be done. Because I know that anything done over time, even slow or fast, you can build a wall, over years. So that's pretty much what I'm planning on doing through Most Wanted. Now, if you have followed along and you see the other content, the personal character I created, Material Friends and Family, it's more of an NFT project, so you can actually own the digital artwork for that character. I'll try to, if you're watching this, I'll try to bleep it in so you can see the character. So that's another character that I created, just a part of my personal brand, my creative process, to help not necessarily set aside from Most Wanted, but it's an encompassing of who I am as a person, just as an artist, to be honest. So again, even if you don't buy, even if it don't sell, I just want you to know that I'm continuing to create, I'm continuing to produce, and I'm continuing to hit milestone after milestone, year after year, lap after lap. So that's just a little bit of positioning that I put into Most Wanted, a little bit of the thought that goes into the brand and the entire concept as a whole. This is still a business. There's still different barriers and things that I have to get over to even make the storefront a real world thing. But I'm here for it. The challenge has been accepted. The main thing is I'm challenging others to be able to, I'm challenging others to put forth their work, because I've seen people, I have people around me that not necessarily are doing something on this scale, because life is life. You can enjoy life. Some people are down, some people are up. Some people already have escape level 1. As I said, if you're around me, you hear me usually say, where they don't necessarily have to, work as hard because they have achieved that status and that amount of wealth where they can kind of relax, be on the beach. But as far as myself and for what I see in others, I hold others to a higher standard, and also for myself. So when people actually wear the brand, they'll know like, oh yeah, I know the work that went into actually make that. Even if it was a design that only took a couple of hours to make for that one design, you can remember that, like, oh yeah, that was that guy that produced that or created that collection over the span of 10 to 15, 20 years, even if it takes, because you never know what may happen, how the brand may move. But I'm committed to the challenge, and I'm challenging others to get out there, produce something for yourself, not just working out of 5, not just trade your time for money, but actually produce something that you can call your own and that you can call yours, so that no one can take that away. And I hope that financial freedom for everybody. But this is just a route, and I understand that even with me putting myself out publicly, that may be a kind of divides, like, oh, you're doing this for the clout, and you can say that if you want, but awareness is awareness. Good or bad publicity, good or bad, is good publicity. So just stay aware of everything that I'm doing over the course of, like I say, 10 to 15 years. All the designs, follow along. I try to post stories, and again, the time lapse, so you can actually see the process, because I'm here for the long run, and I want everybody who wears the design, that sees the design, to know that, like, this is a serious process. This is a serious challenge that I challenge myself with, and I want that anybody that wears it to be able to represent for themselves that, hey, like, I'm doing something and I'm most wanted in my own right, and this is the way that you want to express it. So yeah, this is a little bit how I position myself, most wanted, of my personal brand. Maybe in later videos I go over material friends and family a little bit more, because that's its own concept, its own idea by itself. So yeah, so keep following along. Again, appreciate the follows, appreciate the likes, and we're gonna keep going, because you know what, don't be safe, be most wanted, and we out.
Welcome, don't be safe, be most wanted. Why wait? Welcome, don't be safe, be most wanted. Why wait? Welcome, don't be safe, be most wanted. Why wait?